And welcome to Sonic Tuesdays. It's been a long time since I last did a Let's Play, and my last one, Curse of Saria, was for a rather niche audience, being an unreleased RPG Maker project. So I thought it's the start of the new year, it's a good time to get back into the swing of things by giving myself an upload schedule and seeing how long I can stick with it. So I've decided to do a Let's Play of the Sonic series of games. This has been one of my gaming passions ever since my childhood. I didn't actually have any of the games myself because our parents wouldn't let us have a games console. But our cousins had Sonic 2 and I would enjoy playing it every time I visited them. And in years after that, I've occasionally had opportunities to play the games, and I've completed Sonic 1, 2, 3 and Knuckles. But there are a lot of games in between those that I've never really touched. So for me this is both a chance to revisit some of those games that I love, and also to explore some completely new ones. And I hope that both the familiar and the unfamiliar games will prove entertaining to my audience. So, let's get started. So my original plan, I'd actually recorded footage of me playing through the first level of Sonic 1, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. I was going to record an introduction over that, but the introduction went much quicker than I expected, so now you'll get to see me play the first level of Sonic 1 twice in a row. There's not actually very much to say about the early part of this level. I'm just collecting these rings, which give me a kind of shield if I get hit. Bopping on the badniks, which is what the enemies in Sonic are called. And this is our first route split. I could continue to the right, but if I go down here, there's a somewhat harder route that I like to take because it leads to a nice supply of rings, and each monitor is 10 rings, and an invincibility. And with that, going through these tunnels at high speed, we get to that nice cache of rings in the air, and that puts us over 100 rings, which is an extra life. And that also lets us get into the special stage. The big ring at the end will only appear if you have 50 or more. So the first special stage is not too hard. In each special stage your goal is to get a Chaos Emerald at the end of the stage. But there are red bumpers with the word goal that are not goals, those are actually bad. So avoid them. And it's taken me a bit of time to get out of this first passage. The R thing switches the direction of rotation, and the pretty general rule of Sonic 1 special stages is you will always hit the R when you don't want to, and you will never hit it when you do. Anyway, we're in the room with the emeralds now, so just stay away from the goals and worry at these blocks until they disappear. Not too much of a hassle. There are 6 Chaos Emeralds in the game, and I'm going to try to get all of them, but that is very difficult, so I don't know whether I'll do that. Anyway, Act 2. This one is quite tricky at the start, because it's easy to hit those fish before you've even had the chance to pick up any rings. Here I'm going to roll into those by holding down the down button while I'm running. Another way to defeat enemies other than jumping on them. And here we see at the top of this loop, though you can't quite see it, but there's a monitor with Sonic's face, which is an immediate extra life. But we can't get that from here, so I'm going to go back and take the lower route. And having the invincibility lets me run across those spikes, which would otherwise be quite nasty. And this spring gets us up here. And then comes a nice little bit of platforming that anyone who's played Sonic 1 will remember. The spikes in this game are particularly nasty because you don't get Mercy invincibility, so you'll hit one spike, lose your rings, and go straight into another spike and die. And that pipe tries to throw you out of the level so fast that you go straight past the special stage, but I was prepared for it. The second special stage is much harder. Right from the start you have to know your way around. That dead end that I avoided leads to a goal ring, and so does this. If you go too fast, you'll go straight across this room and into a goal. But if I can avoid this, the transparent bumpers always show the right way to go because they become opaque after you've passed through them. And if you can get to the middle room at all, this special stage is easy from here. They will get harder. So, Act 3, this one's also quite tricky at the start because there's no rings and a difficult jump onto those spikes. Fortunately, there's an invincibility hidden in that tree. And it is great fun to be able to kill the badniks simply by running into them after how annoying they can be on a regular playthrough. That's one of the few instances of speed shoes in the game. It doesn't just accelerate the music, it makes Sonic run faster. Not always a good thing, but I thought I should show them off since I don't actually get that many chances to. And our reward for taking the high route this far is a little bit of platforming here that leads to this extra life. The red springs send you further than yellow springs, which in that case let us go all the way back here up the S-bend. And this wall just to the right is actually breakable, so when I said the high route there was an alternative. It's possible to go this way right from the start. It leads us through a rather nasty gauntlet of enemies, with some spikes thrown in and a backwards spring. But if you make it through all of this, and avoid that spring which will just throw you up onto the main room, you get 50 rings and an extra life monitor. At the end, here's another route divergence, because that wall is also breakable, but you can avoid it and take this high path. There's 2 ring monitors hidden in these trees. I'm going to try to get 200 rings since I'm so close. But be careful with this part, because that spike pit is nasty. And as we're in Act 3, we have to face a boss. Dr. Robotnik, Sonic's nemesis, appears as the boss of every act, and in this one, his first machine is pretty simple. He throws this wrecking ball around, and all he's got to do is avoid it by hiding under the platform. 8 hits and he goes down. Well, I wasn't fast enough that time, but fortunately I had the shield. And that's it for Green Hill Zone. Sonic gets to rescue his animal buddies. And we're on to Marble Zone next, so stay tuned for that.